What it do? We are back. With that being said, man, another episode. I'm your host, Animal Brown. I got two of my peoples in here, man. I got Bougie Brother Sean. I got Chris Dog. All right. Now you know how we get, dog. You know how we get down, dog. 5 topics, 5 questions. We got 5 debates. Whoever wins each debate gets a point. Whoever has the most points at the end of the show, guess what? They get the W, man. It's that simple. All right. Now, without further ado, let's get started. First things first, we're talking Beyonce. All right. She just dropped the Homecoming documentary on Netflix. They gave her $60 million for the bag. All right. Now, that documentary showcased her and her element at Coachella last year. Y'all remember that epic Coachella performance? Now, there was rumors on the street that Ariana Grande had got paid $8 million and Beyonce had got paid $4 million. All right, that's the rumor, word on the street. However, Netflix dropped the bag for $60 million because she owns all of the content from Netflix. All right, woo. Hey, my question to you, Sean, big boy boss move, or did she sell herself short still?
Dude, phenomenal boss move. Like, she basically set the plane for everybody else. So Jay-Z just put out B-Side. He didn't even put B-Side on Tidal to let you know that he's actually trying to sell it. And who's the first one to do it? Beyonce. You know, so definitely from here on out, every festival, most festivals with major artists, they're definitely going to be trying to get that bag just to own all of their property, just to own all of their video and their media.
Chris Dog, do you see the game changing from here on out?
Yeah, I'm a fan of the show first before contesting. I know I can't agree with this cat, but I have to say that this move was as good as it gets. But I mean, that's not surprising coming from who it came from. Beyonce, a trendsetter, she does it all. She's at the top of the game. No matter if she puts out an album or not, she gonna sell out everything. She always gonna be a headliner. She gets to have a show in Vegas whenever she's ready to have that show. And billionaire status. I mean, it's nothing to really talk about here. That move that she made for other people would have been crazy. For her, I kind of expected it. That's how they move. That's how she moved. That's how she been moving. The work that she put in when you watch the show, she deserves it. You know, ain't nobody handing her anything. You look at the work that she put in, the time, the effort, everything. It's hard to even explain. Watch it and you know what it is. I mean, she deserves it. The most
important thing that she said on that whole Netflix documentary was she put in 8 months of rehearsal for that whole performance. The fact that you put 8 months into anything, let alone a consistent relationship, you know what I'm saying? Like, speaks serious volume on her commitment, her dedication. And, you know, again, like, she set the platform. She set the mark.
Big business. Big business.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Queen B. Y'all are both right. I got to get this from the Sean, though, because he referenced another point. That B-Sides 2 show didn't stream on Tidal like that B-Sides 1 did. All right. So that's the first residuals that we see from this Beyonce deal. When I heard there was a Netflix cooler in the back of the B-Side 2 show. So you never know. We might be getting that on Netflix this time next year. But boss move by Beyonce, repurposing content that's already been out there. Smart move. They continue to change the game, and they'll continue to do so. And people going to follow suit. I know Ariana Grande probably feels some type of way. She's like, damn, I could have made a documentary out of my shit.
Man, nobody would have watched it like that.
Like, and Taylor Swift was on the billboards replicating the whole Beyonce performance.
Nice try. Nice try, Taylor. Good try. Do better tomorrow. All right, man. Next up, Time Magazine's annual 100 Most Influential People issue. They do this once a year. They've been doing it forever and a day. Now, with hip-hop being the #1 music in all of music, the #1 genre, there was not one hip-hop artist that made this list. Now, the list is based off of accomplishments from last year, of course. Now, Chris Dog, does this make any sense to you whatsoever that there's not a hip-hop person on this list?
It doesn't bother me at all. It doesn't bother me at all because I like everything. I like music. I like movies. I like reggaeton. I like jazz. I can listen to almost anything. I can watch almost anything. And when we talk about influential people, you got to think that thing is sectioned off. You only got so many people that's going to fall into a performer category anyway. And with the limited amount of spots and somebody that I would even consider influential in hip hop, I don't mind them not being on the list here. Do they deserve one? they could have been slipped in there. Yeah, I mean, you had Yang from damn Grey's Anatomy on there as one of the person. But I mean, I'm serious here. But the fact that they didn't get in doesn't bother me. It's 100 people. It's only so many spaces. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
All right, Sean, should hip hop have at least one person on the list?
Completely out of line. I see all the black artists, and I mean artists as in like actors on there, but I don't see no hip hop artists. To your point, Animal Brown, the fact that hip hop genre is the #1 in the world, Craig, you know, it lets me know that, yeah, it's a little bit of shade going on, you know. So and then the fact that Jay-Z, period, like the fact that he helped people get out of jail and help people with his lawyer firm, or I don't know if it's a firm, but I know Rock Nation has their own lawyer group that helps artists get out. You know, that's extremely influential. And then outside of that, just the fact that Nipsey passed away in the 2019 and we going back into seeing the impact that he had alone on California, let alone on everything else in the genre and technology and business, you know.
Still talking about influential though, and that, to be influenced, I'm not influenced. And now, as everything's come to light with Nipsey's passing about what he was doing, everybody didn't know about that. Let's be honest, Sean. I mean, not everybody was as deep of a fan as you were. You know, people dig in when they start seeing stuff in social media and stuff like that. So as far as being influenced, I can't name a whole lot of rappers I'm influenced that I want to live my life like I want to take something from to grow me as a person. So no, the fact they're not on the list, that's fine.
This is close. The follow-up question is always, if you think somebody is on the list, and who should it be? Jay is like Jordan. He could have been MVP every year.
Every list.
He could. Technically, yes, Jay could probably make every most powerful, influential, important list every year. Did he do enough last year? I'm not sure. I could argue that maybe Meek Mill, with what he's been the face of prison reform. I could argue that maybe he made the list, but this is, to Chris Dog's point, this is 100 people, and this is a worldwide list. This is not just America. So with that being said, I've got to go with Chris Dog on this one. He gets the point. Listen, there's a lot of people doing a lot of things last year. And I can name one hip-hop person that maybe would have made it. And so if they didn't make it, it's not that big of a travesty that they didn't. Right. Plus, it's Time anyway. Who reads Time magazine? Let's be honest. We're only talking about this because they didn't have somebody. I wouldn't have known either way. Nobody follows that shit. Shout out to Time magazine, though. If you ever feel the need to put With That Being Said on your list, go right ahead. Next question. We're tied up at 1-1. Good look, bad look, no look time. Joyner Lucas. He's been teasing his ADHD project coming soon for what seems like a long time now, 6, 7, 8 months. He dropped a new video called Devil's Work. I'm going to ask you, Sean, what type of look is this?
Oh man, this is a good look. It's specifically good because we're so accustomed to making white people feel good or not hurting white people's feelings. So for him to kind of rub people the wrong way, and he does that often with his videos. His previous video with the black and white issue,
I am not a racist.
That was super controversial. So it's only right that he followed through with this one where he has a picture of Tommy Lauren on the casket, and he has a picture of this bum that I won't even say her name from Fox that are on a casket. So, you know, it's art. It's still art, but I also feel like it's something that shows the youth that don't be afraid to express your feelings.
All right, Chris Dog, how do you feel about that Joyner Lucas video?
I liked it. I thought it was hot. I thought it was extremely hot. I'm not in a total agreement with the message that was being put out, me personally. You know, as far as black culture goes, I think that's going to create more controversy than it is going to do solving any problems. You know, I don't want to see any white woman, you know, die. I don't really want to exchange one for the other. That's not what we're going for here. I'm want to see the bigger picture. Everybody kind of like doing the right thing here. Yeah, we had some go the wrong way, but do I want to take one for another one? That's what he's talking about in the song, and I'm okay with that. I think the song was hot for what it is, but I'm not in agreement with it. You know, that's just how I stand on that one.
I mean, yeah, look, the song is hot, the record is hot. Joyner Lucas has a knack for making art that gets people talking. And the problem with that, though, is one could confuse that with just doing a lot of reaching and doing a lot of name dropping and doing a lot of gimmicky things. That's the only problem right now. We need him to make a record that doesn't involve any gimmicks or controversy. So to that point, Chris Dog, I'm going to give you just a slight nod because you hinted at that. Look, he's doing a lot of name dropping. He's putting a lot of celebrities in that. He knew that this would get people talking. Yeah. And there's only but so much of that before we're going to look and say, bro, can you make a record for real? For real?
Right.
Because I don't know if I'm going to be riding around to this particular record, even though it is a hot video.
Now, we're going to have to turn that down when we go through certain neighborhoods.
That's a fair point, man. We don't want to be in that next video. All right, man. Topic number 4. We are talking about Offset, man, from the Migos. I don't know if y'all saw the video of him in Target where a fan called his name and was taking a video without his permission. Offset promptly knocked the video out of his hand. Well, he is facing felony charges for that now, which is interesting. Chris Dog, I'm going to ask you, with everybody now having a camera in their pocket through their cell phone, should fans be more respective of artists' personal space? And if not, should artists be able to react like Offset did?
First of all, Offset reaction was uncalled for. He stepped out of line. Once you're in a certain bracket of, celebrity, there's certain things you just can't do. Like, first of all, why you in Target anyway? You know what I mean? Send the homie down there to pick up the iPad or the flat screen for you. You know, if you choose to put yourself in that situation, then you gotta expect for that to happen. It's like you walking through a crowd and expect not somebody to reach out and touch you. You cannot do that. It was childish on his part. I don't know if he was trying to act hard. You're not hard. We know you're not hard. You're from Alpharetta. Chill, homie. You know what I'm saying? You're doing too much. Now you got to drop a bag to satisfy this cat. You lost. Total picture, you lost.
All right, Sean, where do you land on this argument? Should it be okay for him to react the way he did since the person was invading his personal space with a video?
I think it's absolutely allowed. I think as a celebrity, you're still a regular person. And as a regular person, you are allowed to express the space that you have or the space that you want. Just because you're a celebrity does not mean that fans can do whatever the hell they want to do. And they are responsible for that. Now, to put a little bit of details into it, the phone that he had was like an iPhone 6 or something, and it was like it was still valued at over $800, and that's why he caught the felony.
Okay.
You know, so the fact that the phone was still valued at over $600 gave him the felony. But as a celebrity, I think you have the right to stand on your own and let them be known that, look, I'm trying to eat with my child, bro. Leave me alone.
If he was in his personal space, I watched the video. If he was on him, grabbing on his shoulder, putting his arm around him, trying to take a selfie, get him up off you. That dude was not even necessarily close to him. Offset was walking up behind him and he was filming it. That happens all the time.
Who knows what happened before that video came up? Maybe Offset was like, bro, don't put that video on me. Okay. And he was like, okay, I got you, bro. And then he put the video up and he slapped the shit out of his hand because I told your bitch ass not to fucking do this shit.
For the cop to slap the phone out of his hand when you recording him when he stopped you. Okay, I'm just saying. That's what you're saying. You opening up Pandora box, bro.
That's a good point, man. That's a slippery slope if you're giving people the green light to do whatever they want to people who have cell phones. It's a billion people with cell phones in their pocket. You're going to be one on a billion fighting people trying to get away from it. This one goes to Chris Dog. He makes a solid point. Like, look, listen, the guy was not literally in your personal space. The only reason you got close to him to even knock the phone out was because you rushed him because you saw he was filming you. Yeah. You can't do that. And now what I think is interesting is because YG had a situation like this last year with a young kid when somebody was filming him. I'm thinking it's very interesting that the targets they are picking to knock phones out of their hands are the people that are doing it. I would like to see them do that to someone who doesn't necessarily look like such an easy target.
Right.
So I'm thinking that's a very interesting choice of people that they are knocking phones out. So let's come on, let's relax. Let's just chill out, guys. Do your little walkthrough. And okay, you were in Target getting baby clothes. Nobody's tripping. We get it. Before we get out of here, man, last topic, Kanye West. You saw him at Coachella bring his Sunday service. He debuted a new song called Water. Now, my question to you, Sean, do you think that maybe that Yandhi is finally on the way, or is these just more antics from Kanye West, him saying he's starting a church and whatnot?
Wow. I mean, we're putting the name Kanye West in the conversation. That lets you know antics are right behind it. So, you know, I want to believe that Kanye is on the right side and want to believe he's going down the right boat, but I definitely need some more time. I definitely need to find some more things that's going to be convincing. Putting up a church is just like a pastor, and you know how pastors is in the United States. So it sounds like he's just swapping out the rap game to the preaching game. It sounds like Mason Betha.
Word to Mason Betha, man. Let me ask you this, Chris Dog. Are you biting? Do you think that Kanye is actually going to start a church, or is he just talking to get his name in the media?
I think it's a little bit of both. I feel like, you know, it's enough weak-minded people in this world to follow him and go to that church. And, you know, I'm sure it could happen if he really wanted it to happen. I mean, look at it. He's putting it out there right now. But is it a stunt at the same time? Yeah, I feel like Kanye is on the bipolar side of things. You think he's not serious. He probably think he's serious. He really does think that he could probably put out a church. Do I think he should? No. Does the world think he should? Probably not, but it sounds good on social media. It's funny, you know what I mean? Walking around with an alligator in his church. Why not?
Yeah, Kanye does this a lot, man. He seems to say what's on the tip of his head at the time, but doesn't always mean that. I remember he said he was teaching at some college in Chicago. He said he was going to bring the Yeezy factory to Chicago. He was going to move back to Chicago. Now he's talking about I remember he had a release date for his album. And now he's going to start a church. Like, he says a lot of shit. You know how you walk around every day, you think a lot of stuff, but you only say a certain amount?
Exactly.
He says everything that he thinks. And a lot of times they're empty promises. We all know damn well he's not going to start a church. But I got to give this one to Sean for the Mason Betha reference. Shout out to Mace. He actually sat in front of me at Avengers the other day. Random as hell. But it's too little too late, Sean. Right. Chris Dog ran this one out of the water like the Golden State Warriors. You get the W for this game. You got any last words before we get out of here?
Yeah, like I said, follow me at Chris Dog on IG. And I don't know about that whole Golden State thing. I'm still rooting for them Rockets. Way to pull a tight one out yesterday, fellas.
There it is, man. We are out. With that being said, we'll see y'all next time.